to Audio Addiction. We have Mourning Eyes with us, and they can say their names and what they do in the band.
Cool. I'm Dalton. I play the guitar.
I'm Casey. I sing and play guitar as well. And I'm Darby, and I play bass.
Awesome, guys. So my first question is, I always ask this in every interview that I do. How did you start out the band? How did you get your members?
So about 2 years ago now, we're coming up on 2 years, our drummer Brian, he couldn't make the interview today. He had some other stuff he had to take care of. But him and I were working together, and we shared the same band room. And he actually has a twin brother, and they've both been good friends, and they played music for a long time. And we kind of just naturally started jamming together. And one day, this guy, he shared a room down the hall from us. We were at like the same common rehearsal spot in town, and he walked by and goes, "What is that?" And we were playing original, and he goes, "I want a part of this, whatever this is." And kind of just naturally started writing together. And then at first we had Brian, our drummer, his twin brother Brendan was playing bass for us, and he lasted for a while, and he kind of just naturally got out of it. And a few months later, Darby came along, and that was right after we recorded the Lost Love EP that you're now hearing on Spotify. So yeah, all that stuff. That's pretty much how we began. Was just the two of us, and then Dalton, and then Darby. So
was it a similar story for Darby? How you guys met too? Did you guys know each other like through local shows or something like that?
Yeah, I actually used to be in a different band with Darby a few years ago, and then I saw him after a while being in Mourning Eyes, and we didn't have anybody on bass, and kind of showed him the songs, and the next day he was in.
He showed up and knew them all pretty much. It was very organic, also fill in place when Darby joined. They were in, like they were saying, past bands, and it seemed like a natural fit and worked very well. So 6 months later, here we are, and we love them. So.
Awesome, guys. My next question, another fun one to answer. What are some favorite venues you guys like to go catch shows at or play at?
We have a local venue here called Cargo Concert Hall.
Okay.
It just has really good sound. We used to have a knitting factory as well, which was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of like one of those hole in the wall, but really grungy, awesome venues. You know, you saw some really cool bands.
Yeah,
my personal favorite.
Where all the touring bands came through. That's really where we go. We have some cool local spots. We have a place called the Holland Project. That's a DIY self-funded organization, and they put on all local shows and some smaller touring acts. They really help out a lot. They're a non-profit, and they're pretty cool. And we also have some older places, like here in Reno, Nevada, where we're based out of. Lots of venues kind of come and go, so it's kind of like throughout every year there's kind of a new one coming up, and then other ones shutting down. So I think right now we have
The Rock Bar.
The Rock Bar is one that came up and shut down. Yeah, and then
it's down.
And the new one is the Saint. That's where we actually played our first show together with Darby. And
and the Saint's great.
The Saint's a good sound. It's a new place where local bands play and stuff, so it's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And how is Las Vegas like kind of, or that area, Reno? Is it hard for bands to like kind of hit that market? I know like I see a lot of bands will go through like Las Vegas or something. So is it tough to go to shows or like find out about shows? And then on the flip side of that, is there a lot more like local shows that you guys like attend more often?
I would say definitely. We kind of live in a mountain town. We're a few hours up into the hills, and we get a lot of weather. So like we only have a kind of a nice little like summertime 4 months where bands would come and tour. And sometimes there's not even a place where national like touring acts can come here.
Oh wow,
So
okay.
a lot of us go out of town to see the bigger bands. We'll like jet a few hours over the hill to Sacramento or to Berkeley, because we're about 8 hours north from Las Vegas.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. So we're actually like right on the California border up here in Reno, and we're like less than 2 hours away from Sacramento, 3 hours away from San Francisco. So yeah, we kind of just go that way towards the coast to go see our shows mainly, So yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. If you can look at any band's Facebook page that said they were going to tour Reno, you can always find that message that says, "Sorry guys, we can't make it over the pass next year."
The snow came out of nowhere.
Every single band. Every single band.
This year, I think the Devil Wears Prada canceled, and the list goes on. Man, there's a few of them.
That was the most recent one.
Yeah. So it's a sad story. So
They're like a meteor just crashed into Reno, and now it doesn't exist anymore, so we can't tour there, you know?
Right.
there is a very strong community, though, to answer the other part of your question, that there's a lot of local shows going on. Every weekend you could pretty much catch a hole-in-the-wall show, whether it's at a bar venue or downtown in the casinos. There's cover bands going on in there, and then also there's lots of like punk places. We have a hole-in-the-wall house venue called The Gutter, and then for 20 years it's had like different names and stuff, but there's always been an underground punk scene there that plays in metal, you know, and stuff, and
pretty much a show every single night
throughout the weekend. It's a great place. So
like 3 touring bands you've never heard of, plus a bank at 9 o'clock.
So if you're looking for a place to go see some live music, Reno always has something going on, so that's always cool.
And I always find that interesting, you know, as, like, I kind of live close to Philly, so I wind up taking the trek out to Philly for shows. So, like, for me, I might not get it as much because Philadelphia, like, I think most touring acts hit Philadelphia at some point or another. So I never had that, like, whenever I ask that question, it's kind of tough for me to kind of be like, oh boy, like, I'm having it good, and then I feel bad for, like, everybody else that I, like, have on. They're like, I have to drive, like, 7 hours to go see a show. I'm like, oh man, that sucks. But anyway, to kind of follow up venues, what was the last show that you attended that you didn't play?
I think my last show was that Preacher show. Did we go somewhere?
Our very last show was a local show that we went to. We have lots of friends and bands and stuff, and we all share the same rehearsal space out in the other end of town.
It's like a big warehouse with a bunch of different studios. It's
and so every band in town kind of practices there, so we all know them. But the last big show that we went to, I think we all saw Knuckle Puck and Boston Manor together.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one.
Best show of the year.
Yeah, early springtime we saw Knuckle Puck, Jetty Bones, Pop Mulligan, and Boston Manor, and Knuckle Puck. So it was a really cool show that made it through town, and really cool. It brought the kids out, and it was really cool to see a big scene coming through again. So yeah.
I unfortunately missed out on that show. Actually, the show that they had was just the Boston Manor doing like a headliner, and I think they were playing the same night as that Tesseract tour. So like, I was like, gotta go to see Tesseract. Like, I feel like I can see Boston Manor again, but Tesseract, like, that's hard to pass up. But my next question, guys, probably the most important one you're gonna be answering. What are some of your musical influences?
The list goes on, man. Strangely, you know, we come from, you know, a lot of the typical big names of kind of our generation. You know, we all grew up listening to Blink-182.
Of
and,
course.
You know, Brand New, Taking Back Sunday, Hawthorne Heights, Motion City Soundtrack. You know, and it's weird how different they all are, but how they kind of all fit under the same umbrella. So we listened to a lot of that, but I don't know. I was kind of an emo kid. I listened to a lot of metalcore. So I finally escaped that in my 20s. You know?
No shame, man. Yeah, like metalcore is still very relevant and huge, so there's still a lot of good bands out there doing the thing, man. So for me, I grew up my whole life. My dad's been a musician, so just being around that, he's always influenced me to be a guitar player and classic rock and stuff and oldies. And like, this is not really silly, but he plays in an Eagles tribute band, so I've always like been in the concert stuff. And then my older brother, he plays guitar, and as I was a teenager growing up, he played all the metal we could find, you know, Lamb of God, Children of Bodom,
Lamb of God,
Unearth, you know, Killswitch Engage. So, you know, still some of my favorite bands today. But I moved to Reno when I was about 15 and kind of just exploded my whole world. I come from Washington State, and I grew up in a really small hometown, like one high school, you know, and so coming here was kind of an eye-opener, and that's when I got into, you know, more of like the post-hardcore stuff, more singing stuff, more emo, and, you know, My Chemical Romance, and, you know, A Day to Remember, and just, you know, all the
I think we can all agree A Day to Remember.
Oh yeah.
you know, and
Changed everyone's
yeah,
life.
and Taking Back Sunday, and, you know, I'm a huge 4 Year Strong fan, so that was one of my favorite bands, and then, you know, times start changing, so pop punk kind of comes back again. And lately, I've been like very into Boston Manor and Knuckle Puck and Citizen and Basement, and Movements is one of the big bands that I really like lately. So it's like, you know, coming across new bands,
he's borderline obsessed.
Yeah, I'm really into it. So I've seen them a few times on their last tours. They're close to home, so I like those guys a lot. And yeah, man, what about you, Darby?
You know what? Like, I grew up really listening to, like, I come from a country background, which is kind of a little weird, right? My father was, he's absolute redneck, you know, kind of guy, so I love him to death. But yeah, so I grew up kind of like listening to like Chris Ledoux and just a few different, like Tim McGraw or, you know, Keith Urban, that kind of stuff. But, you know, I really like that music, and it's really good memory, you know, but I think the stuff that really started to influence me was like Linkin Park, probably one of the really big ones for me.
Early age,
like super big spot in my heart for them. That got me into like the harder music, you know, and again, I kind of fell into the metalcore kind of thing. Like Memphis Mayfire was one of my really big bands. It was super influential in writing and composing and whatnot, but I really, you know, another big influence, which is kind of odd too. I like John Mayer a lot. I really like
great guitar player.
Super awesome guy.
Cool.
Great guitar player.
Darby actually just came like before he joined Mourning Eyes. He's been in a very big known local post-hardcore band in town. Yeah. And they're doing pretty well. And they're called We Predict a Riot. Yeah. And Darby has his chops up. So
Also, I gotta throw this out there because it's super important, and I know I'm not the only one. System of a Down.
Yeah, totally.
The first like 50 songs I learned on guitar were System of a Down, so I gotta give them credit in influencing me.
He has a nice man under his bed.
It's true.
I also find that, like, especially people kind of my age, like around mid-20s, like, they all love like the same bands. It doesn't matter like wherever you come from. It's just like you either say like, oh, I love Brand New. I feel like My Chem is definitely like a huge anyone, like any walks of life. Paramore I know is like another like massive like band that everyone knows, you know. And then Linkin Park, yeah, definitely. And like for me, like I like that because I mean, I definitely like assimilate with all those sorts of bands because that's what I grew up listening to too as well. But my next question, guys, kind of the follow-up influences. Who have you been jamming recently?
Oh yeah, that goes back to like Basement, Citizen. Yeah. Moose Blood, big time for me. I've been just
good. Yeah.
Can't get enough.
There's a lot of that. Darby?
You know what? I've actually kind of really, you know, out of the genre there. I've been listening to like the new Post Malone album and J. Cole album. I like them. And then we got a show coming up, so we've been going back to all the oldies and stuff like that, and really listening to some roots and whatnot.
We're playing our local emo night coming up, and last time we played our originals and we played a couple covers, and we're like we pretty much birthed the thought of why don't we just do a cover set next time. So all last couple of weeks we've been learning like over 22 like 2000 to 2010 emo songs like All Time Low, Ocean Avenue, Dear Maria, Hawthorne Heights, Ohio's for Lovers, Paramore, Motion City Soundtrack, Taking Back Sunday, The Used, My Chemical Romance,
about 400 Blink songs.
So Yeah, we've been going kind of crazy, for me at least, and diving into these old songs and learning to really own them and play them and sing them, because the show's coming up about 2 weeks, and we're really excited. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
so
sure.
That's what I've been jamming lately.
Yeah. Same.
Awesome, guys. Well, you kind of maybe semi-answered my question. Next question. If you guys could pick a song to cover that's probably not in the set, what would it be?
Oh, perfect.
One that's not in the set. What was one of the ones we had to cut?
All Downhill from Here.
We want to play All Downhill from Here from Newfound Glory. It's just really a bitchin' riff.
Yeah,
and then we also wanted to play Nicky FM.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
We still might, though.
We still might, yeah. But we used to... we were playing First Date for a while there. We used to throw that cover in, and we always liked it. We're all big Blink-182 fans, and we have our go-to covers. We also play The Middle from Jimmy World.
Dude, yes.
Really
Yeah.
That's like another band too. Like every band, like Blink and like Jimmy World, like it's kind of insane that if you're in that like 20, probably 27, maybe like 21 something, like you know these songs, so it's like that's so cool. I would definitely like to hear that Nicky FM. I haven't heard that song in ages, but dear Jesus, you're definitely aging me so much, but I'm totally cool with it.
We're trying to bring it back, man. We're bringing it back.
Awesome, guys. My next question, another fun one. Gotta ask this one. Favorite food to eat?
It's a pretty generic answer, but gotta go with pizza.
Pizza.
I hear you. I'm actually I'm vegan, and I've been rocking. We have a local food co-op, and they also have a kitchen upstairs, and these local tofu burritos, man, they're to die for me. So I've been rocking those a lot. Those are my favorite, and of course the old yerba mate. I really love tea.
It's a staple.
Yeah.
Hey, man. What about you,
Dude, I'd probably say my most favorite. It's gotta be sushi, man. I'm a sushi guy. I love sushi so much. It's really good. I really want to try like poke bowls and stuff like that. Looks really good too. But yeah, sushi is definitely one of my main favorites. Poke bowls.
Poke bowl.
It's kind of like it's a sushi. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's like sushi in a bowl. Yeah, like a sushi salad.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Oh, I figured it would be like in the shape of a ball.
Yeah, we have sushi burrito out here too, which is really cool.
Oh, dude, that's sick. Oh man, now I'm gonna go purchase my flight on my phone. Like,
alright.
I'm gonna be out there tomorrow, so
we'll have you here.
There you go.
Yeah,
awesome.
Do you guys have all you can eat in Philly? All you can eat sushi?
I haven't been to it. I'm sure there is, and most times when I go to Philly, you gotta get the cheese stick. I feel like if you don't go to Philly, like you would be remiss if you didn't get a cheese steak. Like, there's everything from like vegan cheesesteaks to like legit cheesesteaks. So like they got really everything. It's kind of insane. And I always try to, like, if I have extra time, I'm like, gotta get a cheesesteak, like, without a doubt.
Cool.
But anyway, guys, next question. If you guys could pick somebody to collaborate with, whether it be like a guest vocalist spot or like producer role, who would you guys want to go with?
We've been talking this question actually a little bit recently. Yeah. We all have our favorite records, and these new records coming out, and we kind of want to go as a band. And Brian and I, we work together. We work up in Lake Tahoe, and we clean windows together. So we just been hanging out and listen to albums and talk all day. And we just got this guy on the crew with us, so we're just hanging out all day working.
Yeah.
And but I know I can answer this for Brian and I. We both really like Will Yip.
Yeah.
He produced a lot of bands that we're into, and that's for me. I would love to collab that for a record with Will Yip. So, what about you guys?
If I had to say, like, producer-wise, I thought it would be really cool to kind of, like, get in cahoots with Jeremy McKinnon.
Oh, dude.
He's kind of, like, starting to do that and whatnot, so it looked really cool. If I had to do a collaboration with someone, though, probably be like Boston Manor Movements, something like that, dude. Yeah, those guys are sweet. So I'm sure we would like get along and stuff.
Absolutely.
So yeah, for sure.
And for me, I think if I could collaborate with anybody, it'd be these guys.
These guys.
All right, guys, it was nice meeting you. I gotta go, so I'm just gonna like go through the. Anyway, that was really sweet. I felt that right here in the heart area. Anyway, guys, next question: if there was another musical instrument that you could just shred at, what would it be?
I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but there's like this 3-stringed instrument you play with a pick that's like as big as your hand. I think it's called a shamisen.
I'm gonna find it.
Yeah. That's it.
Oh god.
I've always wanted to like be wickedly like Beethoven good at piano.
Yeah.
You know, I finger pluck. I dabble on some piano. It was one of my first instruments as a kid, but I've never really like pursued it and really owned it. But it's always, whenever I do play it, I'm just like, man, I wish I dedicated 15 years to play this instrument to be like good at it, you know. But, like,
I would probably want to be like, I don't know, really good at like the fiddle, or probably like the violin, or like a cello.
Okay.
Because I've seen like some of these like 2-person acts where they're just shredding on the cello or whatever, dude. And it just looks really cool, or something like that. So
we're gonna have some like orchestral stuff in the next Mourning Eyes, like you want something full on, like just go all out, man. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
It's good. Go big or go home is what I'm
saying. There you go. Awesome, guys. My next question, my personal favorite question. If there was a video game character that you could be, what would you choose?
I would say probably Kratos. God of War, dude. Oh, heck yeah. It's a good one.
You answered it.
Oh, man. I'm just thinking about that.
Yeah, I've never thought about this in my life.
I'm a strong video gamer. These guys probably not too.
I could tell you were just like right on the money.
He's thought about that. I have this prepared.
Dude,
he wants to be Kratos so he can kill his wife and kid, though.
Yeah. Whoa. No, yeah, it's kind of nuts.
I grew up playing like Nintendo 64 and stuff, just simple stuff. And I think my favorite game out of all time was 007 GoldenEye.
Dude, yes.
Badass, and like I know you guys are all like gonna pick some cool
James Bond,
some cool characters, like have some badass powers, but I would just be James Bond, dude. Movie wise, or
that's you
you have to be that polygon figure. Like you can't be actual James Bond. You just have to be that like real like Nintendo 64 James Bond.
Yeah, there you go.
Like one of the characters with like the random names.
Right.
I'd have to say I'd be Link from Ocarina of Time, not from any other game. Ocarina of Time.
That hurt a little bit because like Breath of the Wild, so good, but
yeah, I can't afford that. I only got Gamecast.
Dude, I feel that the hurt. Listen, I'm just gonna add Nintendo. They're gonna send us all Switches. Like that's what I'm hoping for. I'm just gonna do it. Go big or go home. If we've been like pointing out stuff in this interview, why not, right?
Oh yeah.
Awesome, guys. My next question: if there was a dream lineup that you guys could choose, who would be on it? And that's obviously including your band, of course.
All right. Well, we wouldn't headline. That's the most important part.
I mean, hey, listen, that's up to you, man.
We'd probably play like second or third to last.
Okay, I feel that.
There'd probably be 4 or 5 bands.
I'm gonna give you 5 bands because I'm feeling extra generous today.
5 bands, cool.
That's like a day festival. We're talking day festival. man, I think I have that classic, in your heart kind of like, man, it'd be so cool. And it's sad to say, but this is our last Warped Tour this year for national tour. I've always had that dream of playing on Warped Tour and playing with all your bands, and I know it's grinding hard. You watch all these interviews with bands, you're like, man, Warped Tour is hard as hell. But it's still just such a big memory of mine growing up, and traveling up to the coast and going to Mountain View Warped Tour and just being out there in California and just being around all your people and your bands. But it would be for me like a festival. Hey, sorry, bud. I'll be on you. It would be for a festival. I think I would love to play a big, huge, headliner, Taking Back Sunday, and My Chemical Romance, and Paramore, and
And then Mourning Eyes would come up right before we want to go
with all of our growing favorites right now, with Knuckle Puck and freaking Boston Manor and Movements and Moose Blood and all these bands that are coming up and that people are really highly paying attention to, and Citizen and Basement and stuff. Oh, yeah. And, I don't know if you guys have heard these guys. They're not on necessarily the pop punk side of the spectrum, but Pine Grove is a super, super sweet band.
They're great. I've heard of them. They're so good.
It's more chill. You might like them. I call them kind of like a country rock alternative, like a folky kind of thing, but still
So anyway, what would the lineup be?
Oh, it's my bad. I pretty much named the bands that I would love to play with. I've always dreamed of playing a big show where, those bands would play.
Yeah, I can imagine a show where Taking Back Sunday headlined or Paramore headlined, and those are the top two. That would be a riot.
Oh man.
That was I'm done. This is I'm gonna cut this feed. We're done. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
No, I had a feeling. I just had this strong feeling that you were gonna make that joke, and wow, you really stuck the landing on that one.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Who do you want to play with, Harvey?
Who would play the two bands before us?
So honestly, I really like I the Mighty. I really like their the Fetus first album, their acoustic album, all the way through. So I've been a really diehard fan of them. Another band I'd probably say is Newfound Glory. That'd be a really cool show to play with them. Blink-182. That's a standard. That'd be really, really cool. Probably popping. Goodness, gotta think of a couple other ones. Movements, probably Citizen. Probably say those bands.
Okay, that's an interesting lineup. I feel like Newfound Glory is just that odd band that if you had a mixed genre show and you're I don't know how I feel about that band, but they're Newfound Glory, so
yeah,
I'd be about it. I'd definitely be about it. And just the emo lineup, Paramore, Taking Back Sunday. I mean My Chem, that would be. I mean, it's probably happened before, but we were all just too young for. I don't know, maybe not, but I could imagine that happening and being man, if I could just take a time machine and just go back to that moment, that would be intense.
Let's set it up this week and make it free.
Yeah, was that 2005?
2005.
2005.
Yeah, there you go. Awesome, guys. Next question. In your opinion, who puts on a great live show in terms of bands that you've seen?
I'd still have to say, hands down, the best live band I've ever seen was System of a Down. I already bought my Aftershock tickets, so if we can see them again.
Okay. Oh gosh, man. I really like seeing A Day to Remember live. I've seen them probably more than 10 times. But oh gosh, one of my most favorite that I saw was at House of Blues it was in Vegas. I can't even remember the venue. I apologize. Paramore. Saw Paramore live.
Dude,
it was from a distance. It was so good, man. It was such a good performance. Really, really awesome lights and the whole shebang. So it was a really good performance. Yeah.
I think my best concert that I've ever been to was on my 21st birthday. My friends took me out to Oakland and we saw Muse. And there was like the stadium tour. I'm not sure what year that was, 2012 or something like that. And it kind of blew my mind. I've never been to like a stadium show where there's 12, like I don't even know how many thousands of people. It was a lot of people, and just the sound and the stage setup and the lights show and just their whole package, man. I'd never been to like a show like that before, and to kind of just open my eyes to the whole next level of when you get into those giant bands. Like my friend just went and saw Taylor Swift the other day, and I saw some videos from that, and I was just like, whoa, like that was like the Muse show, and that's what I related to in my head, how many people it was and how big this stage was, and I just that was probably my best show I've ever seen, and that band rocks. Like I really love that band. So.
Dude, I'd have to agree with Paramore. I saw them. One of my friends went to like a local college in New Jersey, and it was Paramore, and they had Aaron Gillespie on drums, which I thought was like intense as hell because he's like an insane drummer. And then they had the Wonder Years open that show, so I was just like, yo, this is sick, like get me tickets now. And then Muse I haven't seen yet, but I've heard like amazing things, and I definitely want to see them. Hopefully they come around with new stuff. And then I also heard John Mayer is like so insanely good live, and my cousin wanted to go see him, and he's like, yo, seeing John Mayer now, I'm like, I hate you so much. I can't tell you how much I hate you, but you're my cousin, so I can't hate you that much. But dude, I want to see John Mayer, or see like kind of like a stadium show. I don't think I've ever been to one before, not to my knowledge. But next question, guys. Favorite TV show, favorite movie, of course.
Well, that's easy for me. My favorite TV show is The Office.
Oh, dude, classic.
Quickly followed by the Trailer Park Boys, but those pretty much are just on the loop in my house. But favorite movie I'd say is Clockwork Orange.
Ooh, good one, yeah.
It's just weird. I like it.
For me, you know what? I probably watched this series like countless times. It's solely because of my girlfriend, and I wasn't really into it in the beginning.
God.
But I swear to God, dude, it's like white noise now compared to like, because I know the lines, I know everything to it. It's How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, dude, yeah.
It's a great show. I liked it a lot. But yeah, we've been doing that, watching that series so much. It's crazy. And then for a movie, I really liked Matthew McConaughey's performance in Interstellar.
Oh,
I thought
okay.
It's a good movie. It really captivated me. I really remember that movie. Like, just holds a good place, kind of thing. So definitely a good one. Yeah.
I've been a comedy fan my whole life. So, but I haven't watched too much TV or TV shows in my adult years. But my favorite TV show growing up, my favorite cartoon was Hey Arnold.
Oh yes.
And some Rocket Power action. Those two were like
90s kids, baby. I love it.
Today,
I would definitely still watch them today. I've definitely gotten a Hulu account just to watch my old favorite TV shows. But my favorite movie, I'm not too much into the crazy action or Marvel movies like that. I like simple comedy, and my favorite movie of all time, I think I'm going to say, is Tenacious D. The Pick of Destiny.
Yes.
Alright, I changed my answer to The Pick of Destiny.
It stuff's copies me.
It's like a bit, yeah.
It's actually one of my favorite TV shows. I'd take actually my 2 inches back, and Metalocalypse.
Oh, dude, yes.
Deathlock, and
Could never get into it.
oh man,
That's actually what I've been watching.
it's burned into my DNA, man. Like,
I liked Samurai Jack a lot. Dude, that was
yes.
that was such a good one, dude.
Solid cartoon.
Oh, really cool.
what about you? What's yours?
Oh, dude, okay, movie. I would also have to go with comedy. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Hot Rod with Andy Samberg.
yeah.
That shit's my jam. I bought it on DVD, and I watch as many times as humanly possible. So that would be my favorite movie. TV show, ironically enough, currently is Brooklyn Nine-Nine, because I can't get enough of Andy Samberg. But if I had to go classic route, Wow, that's tough. I'll probably have to go with How I Met Your Mother too. Just like that was such a good series, dude. So except for that last season, that pisses me off so much. But that's like I'm not gonna get into it because I don't want to get upset. So, but anyway, guys, next question: if you had a desert island album, only one album that you could listen to, what would it be?
Forever.
Forever. We'll do a month. Okay.
All right. You know what? I've kind of prepared for this one. Let's see. I'd have to say Hybrid Theory.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Linkin Park, dude. Absolutely. Good album.
You gotta go next. I'm still thinking.
It was tough. Dora is a good album too, and like I'm like torn between the two, but I think Hybrid Theory wins.
I think a big part of me that will never ever not love this album. It is like, you know, learning every word and every guitar riff to it is 4 Years Strong. Heroes Get Remembered and Legends Never Die. That's not the album. Rise or Die
Trying. Yeah.
Got it.
There you go. That's my album that I would choose. Just be, hey, buddy.
Got excited. He's like, yeah, that's 4 Years Strong too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something I could never ever get rid of. Is that album? I could put it on repeat and just cruise on my day, man.
I'd probably choose Take Off Your Pants and Jacket just because it never fails to put a smile on my face, and I can't help but sing along to every single word of every song, and it's just silly and happy and not that serious, and I think that makes sense to be listening to on a desert island.
Man, as silly as that album is, that's like my least favorite album.
No.
I hate to say that. That's like
now I gotta follow it up with, like, since you guys are big Blink fans, like, how would you rate their albums? Like, if you had to tier them out, what would you kind of number them at?
I don't know. I bastardize them when I listen to them. I have every Blink song on my playlist, and I just hit shuffle.
Yeah, there you go.
So, I mean, obviously last on the list is Cheshire Cat, but, I mean, putting everything else on top would be hard.
I feel that.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to rate. I'm probably the least biggest Blink fan of the band, so.
Oh wow, okay.
On the bottom of the chain for even like being into them as much as these guys, so.
The best one's Dogs Eating Dogs.
I can agree with that. And then I think we've talked about this. I don't remember the name always, but what do you think the worst album is?
Cheshire Cat.
Okay, is that name one of the popular songs off that album?
Are we talking about like Tom DeLonge era, or are we talking about like new? I personally feel like I had listened to California and it's maybe like nostalgia, but I think it's probably their worst record. And with like the deluxe and shit, like I still don't think it's great.
It sounds like Mark singing with Mark.
Yeah, I could definitely agree. Do that. The new whatever Blink-182 doing.
Skiba.
Mass Skiba. Like,
and Alkaline Trio, they're great, but
I would agree.
Together well with Blink.
Sadly, I agree. Like that's the worst. I cannot get into the new songs, whatever. So.
I think it's like kind of, and the reason why I think I also dislike it a lot is like they're like 40 and have kids and they're like talking about like things that they did like when they were 20. I'm like I don't know, like
I just don't feel the connection anymore. You know, it's kind of like cookie cutter now. So,
it's okay, you guys. You won't tour Blink-182 and they'll never come on this channel because we just hated the shit out of them. So.
Oh, all due respect, man. Blink paved the way for a lot of bands, so I still hold a soft spot in my heart. But they have a lot of music out there, so
that's
I think
true.
we all have our favorites and our dislikes. So.
I appreciate the backpedaling. I won't do any backpedaling because I'm not about doing that shit. So I have to be that way because I'm a critic, But lastly, what were you gonna say?
Pros and cons to everything.
That's true. I think they realize that comes with a lot of hate when that happens. But there's probably a lot of people that like the new record. So I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was just saying, my girlfriend loves it. Like, she says it really brings her back to those older albums. I know, but yeah.
That's okay. Well, now they'll just interview with your girlfriend, so it's totally cool. We'll just make it happen, because they're not gonna interview with me anymore. But anyway, guys, tell them about your band, where they can find you at, and anything coming up in the next couple months.
Well, we are on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube and all that good stuff. And
yeah, we have a couple of music videos out on YouTube. One of them was like a DIY, and it's kind of like Dad filmed a home movie, and it's just super ridiculously cute.
Awesome.
This guy edited it, and just like you could feel the love.
Yeah. And, yeah, we got some shows coming up. We're kind of grinding as a band, getting into the summer flow, and we got some work to do. We're getting a trailer, and we're going to try to get on the road. We're also writing. Yeah, we have that going on for us. Like we mentioned earlier, we're playing the emo night coming up, so we've just been practicing our asses off, learning a bunch of covers, and getting ready for that show. But other than that, we don't really have anything planned or booked, and we're kind of just hanging out, doing our thing, man.
Awesome. Well, go check out Mourning Eyes. Links are in the description. Go subscribe to your YouTube channel. That will also be at the end of this video. I want to give a shout out to, you guys for coming on. Really appreciate you taking the time. If you enjoyed this interview, like it, share it, subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you guys out on the East Coast sometime soon, maybe early 2019. You never know. But definitely go check out their band. I want to know, because I always usually ask this, like, how'd you find out about the channel? Like, how did, I think for me that's always a cool feeling when somebody's like, yo, go check, like, come on this channel. So how did that formulate?
So I remember one day I posted about seeing if anybody would like to do an interview with the band, and it was one of your buddies from Reno that linked you there, and we kind of just messaged each other, and it warmed up, man. Yeah, it was really good. I've seen actually a couple of your recordings of the live bands, stuff like Memphis and whatnot. So I've come across them before, so it was not a stranger channel, So it was pretty cool to see that.
Man, that's what I was hoping for, just like kind of like misconnection shit, That's what I was banking on it, and it didn't happen. But it's cool. Go check out their band, and shoutouts to whoever it was, because I'm getting old and I forget shit. So shoutouts to them for doing that, and thanks to Mourning Eyes for coming on and chatting.
Thanks, man. Thank you for having us, man. We appreciate it.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Of course, if you enjoy what we do, make sure to go check out the other series we do. We do album reviews, we do band interviews, and we do live videos, so definitely go check that out. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps out our channel, helps us grow. Make sure to hit that like button as well. Go follow us on social media. That's all down below. We try to keep that as updated as possible. We also made a new website where we'll be posting photos of upcoming concerts and stuff like that, which you can go check out at audioaddictionmedia.com, and come get your fix with us, guys. Talk to you later. Deuces.